You have no right to search here.
What should we do next, Holmes? A surgical scalpel covered in blood.
Closed. The veranda door hasn't been forced. Strange. Reverend, might I have the key?
No! You have no authority here. Let me call the police.
Perhaps we should listen to him, Holmes.
Perhaps you should let me get on with this, Watson. Impossible to open it. These traces reveal that the thieves tried to open this chest. I am missing some information. I need something. I am missing some information. Reverend, I'm missing something, an implement with which to open this chest. Could you tell me where to find it?
No! Go to the devil!
What are you afraid of, Reverend? What is inside the chest?
I'm not afraid of anything. In fact, I do have the necessary implements, but if I have to give them to anyone, it will be to a representative of the law and no one else.
Watch where you're putting your feet, Watson. Have you noticed these prints upon the ground?
Well, yes, those muddy marks.
See here, Watson. Footprints can often provide more vital information than the very best of informants.
Yes, if you know how to make them talk, that is.
It's child's play, Watson. We will begin by excluding the contaminating prints, which are yours and mine from where we came in, and those of our dear Reverend who was so impatient to call the police. I need something. Size 9. Size 9.5. Size 9. Size 9. Size 9.5. Size 9. Size 9.5. Size 9. Size 9. Size 9.5. Hobnail boots like those worn by laborers. Hobnail boots like those worn by laborers. Hobnail boots like those worn by laborers. This print came from an expensive pair of shoes, and it seems recent. It is not a laborer's shoe. Hobnail boots like those worn by laborers. A fragment of stone. Peculiar. Well-worn shoes with an odd pattern on the soles. Nothing of interest here. Strange but true. One of the crooks was wearing a different pair of shoes when he left here. That's not right. Start again. That's not right. Start again. I need... Perfect. We now know that there were 3 crooks. Therefore, we have 3 men who came in and left again, but one of them was wearing a different pair of shoes from the ones which he came in with.
So, all we have to do is look for a workman who likes Italian shoes.
A broken phial and blood near the neck.
What a strange smell. Phew. Chemical components, I think.
This stove is filled to overflowing. This stove is filled to overflowing.
A broken bottle of whiskey. However, the Bishop of Knightsbridge was known for his sobriety.
The fingers have been crushed and violently struck. His forearms have been ripped. Pieces of skin have been torn off. What do you think, Watson?
I'd say that he was eaten alive. Yet I've noticed a curious degeneration of the skin tissue around the wounds. His stomach is covered in scratches. Quite evidently, they weren't made recently.
So, these wounds were not made by his murderers. The fingers have been crushed and violently struck. These burns are terrible.
His feet have been burned.
My first impression is that he wears a size 9 shoe.
You? But what does it matter, Holmes? His feet have been... You?
A finger. Apparently it doesn't belong to the Bishop of Knightsbridge.
How dreadful. You can see by his expression that he suffered terribly.
His mouth is covered in blood, and I can make out strips of skin between his teeth. My dear friend, everything points to this man having gnawed at his own forearms.
That's unbelievable, Holmes. His chest has been lacerated, I would say, with a very sharp and fine blade. There isn't any doubt the wounds on the bishop were administered with this scalpel. You can see by his expression that he suffered.
His mouth is... Something is missing here.
Oh, yes? And what might that be?
His shoes. Watson, his shoes are missing. This stove. A bottle of whiskey. I can make out fingerprints stained with blood and dirt.
It would seem that the brutes who tortured the bishop to death were intoxicated with alcohol.
There is blood on this paperweight. This paperweight was used to crush the victim's fingers.
A whip?
No, it is a discipline for self-flagellation. It's a cilice designed to bruise the person wearing it. The bishop wore it as repentance. This very pious man must have had the habit of mortifying his flesh as a means of repentance. This metal rod is for fastening the chalice. The picture of Peregrine Maitland, commander of the infantry brigade of Her Majesty's Guards at Waterloo.
The Bishop of Knightsbridge has the same name as his ancestor, an illustrious family.
I am missing some information. These traces reveal... Impossible. I am impossible to open. This door has not been forced. Where does it lead, Reverend?
To His Excellency's room. There is just a mattress and a stool.
The bishop's bedroom. It is very austere. Nothing in particular here. It is impossible to get out. I cannot leave now.
You have no right to search here.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Closed. Closed. I need something.
What should we do next? What do you think?
I cannot.
His feet have been burned. You? But what? A broken...
It is impossible to get. The bishop's bed? This stove is...
You have no right to...
Impossible to open it. These traces reveal that the thieves tried to open this chest.
You can see by
his mouth.
You can see
His mouth is.
You can see his chest has been. His chest. His stomach is covered in scratches.
So, these wounds. The finger. These.
His. You. His. You.
This stove is.
You have no right to...
His chest has been lacerated, I would.
The fingers have been crushed. His forearms have been ripped.
I'd say
The finger.
his stomach.
So,
His chest has been. His chest. His chest. His chest. His chest. His chest. You can.
his mouth.
You can.
His mouth.
You can.
His.
You can.
His mouth.
You can see.
His mouth.
You can see.
His mouth is covered.
You can see.
His mouth.
You can see by.
His mouth is.
You can see.
His mouth is.
You can see.
His.
You can see.
His.
His chest has been lacerated, I would. His chest. His chest. You can see by.
His mouth.
His chest. His chest. His chest. His chest. His.
So.
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 His stomach.
So. A piece of rope that was used to tie up that poor man. The fingers have. These burns are. These.
This poor man was tied just below the knees.
To stop him from walking, certainly, but mostly to free his feet.
My God, Holmes, this man was horribly tortured.
Closed. The bishop's. I am missing. These There is blood. There is blood. Closed. Closed. Closed.
You have no...
Let us look at our deduction board, Watson.
You have no right...
Let us look at our deduction. Closed. I cannot leave. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. Closed. I am missing some information. Impossible to open. I need some. These traces... Impossible. Impossible. The picture...
The Bishop of Knights...
Closed. Closed.
You have no...
I cannot leave. Let us look at our... This stone... I need... I... These... Impossible.